All right, so we're diving into FA interview prep today.
And you've brought some really interesting stuff to the table.
Yeah.
We've got these testimonials from people who have used Algo Academy, and this article, What FAANG Companies Really Want.
Right.
So where should we even start with all this?
Well, I think the testimonials are a great place to jump in.
Okay.
Because they really challenge the stereotype of who's actually applying to these companies.
What do you mean?
It's not just,
Okay.
22-year-old kids fresh out of MIT with their sights set on Google.
Right, right.
I mean, look at Christina. She got offers from both Microsoft and Uber.
Wow.
Talk about a good problem to have.
That's amazing. And it shows you don't have to have just one dream company in mind.
Exactly.
Like you can keep your options open.
You got.
Okay, so we've got Christina proving that point. What else is standing out to you from these one?
Well, we've got Vlad, who taught himself to code. And he really struggled with algorithms at first.
Yeah, I can see that being a pain point.
Oh, for sure. It's a common one.
Yeah.
But Algo Academy helps him get over that hump.
Interesting.
And then you've got someone like Charles, who's been a developer for years. He found value in the program, too.
So it's not just for beginners.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It seems like they're teaching something that's helpful no matter where you are in your career.
Okay, that's really interesting. So we're seeing this theme of improved problem-solving skills.
Yeah, and that's not just me saying that.
Okay.
The article makes that point, too.
Oh, really? You're already seeing connections to the article.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, let's talk about that then. Because the author of this article clearly knows their stuff.
They've been there.
Yeah, they've been through the FAANG interview process themselves. And now they're helping other people do the same.
And they don't sugarcoat it either.
What do you mean?
Well, they talk about how FAANG prep can be a dream,
Okay.
but it can also be a total nightmare.
Oh, a bit.
If you're not careful.
Yeah, you could end up wasting a lot of time
Exactly.
prepping for the wrong things.
Which is a really important point they make.
Okay.
A lot of prep methods just totally miss the mark.
They're not teaching what FAANG actually wants.
Exactly.
Okay, so what do they want then?
Problem-solving skills.
Problem solving.
Above all else, that's what they're looking for.
Interesting.
That's the key takeaway from this whole article. It's not enough to just know the technical stuff.
You need to be able to think on your feet.
Exactly.
So it's not enough to just memorize a bunch of algorithms.
Right. It's not about memorization.
Right.
It's about understanding the why behind them.
Gotcha.
And being able to apply that knowledge to new situations.
So how does Algo Academy actually teach that?
Well, they focus on this concept of being language agnostic.
Language agnostic. What does that even mean?
So it basically means you're not bogged down by any one specific coding language.
Interesting.
You're learning these fundamental problem-solving skills
Okay.
that can be applied across any language or system.
So it's like they're giving you the tools to learn any language.
Exactly. It's about developing a problem-solving mindset.
That makes a lot of sense. Because the tech world changes so fast.
All the time.
Yeah, so if you're too focused on just one language, you're going to get left behind.
Exactly. You need to be adaptable.
Okay, so we've got this idea of being language agnostic. And then they also emphasize these real-world scenarios.
Yes. That's so important.
Because it's one thing to solve a problem on a whiteboard,
Right.
but it's totally different in the real world.
Absolutely. When you've got deadlines and stakeholders.
And probably a million other things going on at the same time.
Exactly. It's controlled chaos.
So how does Algo Academy simulate that?
Well, I don't know all the specifics.
Sure.
But the article mentioned they use these complex case studies
Oh, interesting.
that are designed to mimic real-world development environments.
So you're not just solving for the right answer.
Sometimes there isn't a right answer. It's more about being able to think critically and come up with creative solutions.
I like that.
Yeah, it's about problem solving.
It seems like that's the common thread here.
It really is.
Problem solving is key.
It's everything.
And that brings me back to the testimonials.
What about them?
Well, we saw people from all different backgrounds finding success with Algo Academy.
That's right.
We had Ankit, who went from struggling with leak code to acing his Samsung interview.
Huge accomplishment.
And then we had Charles, who was already a seasoned developer. He still found the program valuable.
Which goes to show you can always improve your problem-solving skills.
No matter where you are in your career.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about how Algo Academy teaches problem solving. But the article also mentioned their community aspect.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
What's so special about that?
Well, it's easy to feel isolated when you're learning tech skills.
Especially if you're doing it on your own.
Exactly. It can be a lonely journey.
Yeah, you're staring at a screen all day.
And you inevitably hit roadblocks.
Totally.
And that's where having a community can be a game changer.
So it's like having a support system.
Exactly. You've got people to bounce ideas off of.
And get encouragement from.
Exactly.
That's something you don't get with just like online courses or whatever.
Community is key.
So Algo Academy is really hitting on something important here.
It's not just about teaching you to code.
Right.
It's about giving you the tools and the support to become a better problem solver.
Exactly. And that's something that will benefit you no matter what.
Exactly. Whether you end up at FAANG.
Right.
Or somewhere else entirely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is about building a long-term skill set.
Yes. It's about more than just checking boxes on a resume.
It's about becoming a more adaptable and resourceful developer.
And I think that's so important.
Because the tech world is only getting more complex.
Oh, absolutely.
So you need to be prepared for anything.
You got it.
But you know what I found really interesting about the article?
What's that?
They hinted that maybe the traditional tech interview
isn't actually the best way to find the best people.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, like maybe those whiteboard coding challenges
Right.
are actually weeding out some great candidates.
That's a really interesting point.
Because not everyone thrives in that kind of high-pressure environment.
Totally. And some people are just better at thinking on their feet in the real world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder,
if we're missing out on some truly brilliant minds because they don't fit the traditional mold.
It's definitely something to think about.
It is. Well, on that note,
I think we've done a pretty good job unpacking this whole FAANG thing.
I'd say so.
We've looked at the testimonials. We've analyzed the article.
We did our due diligence.
We did, and I think we've given our listeners
a lot to think about.
For sure.
So until next time,
keep those brains buzzing.
And keep that problem solving sharp.
And we'll see you on the next deep dive.